Hello everyone, here we are. We're about to start the second of the Warring Triad. This is Unalkahai. Fire Emblem Warriors is definitely something I'm looking forward to. This one's called The Fate of Stars, I think. Yes, Unalkahai is preoccupied by the threat of the 6th Legion. I am troubled, Warrior of Light. The 6th Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of elegant technology. While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in an attempt to breach Azizlah's defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Pray excuse the interruption, but a call to this link pearl can only come from one of your fellow scions. Archon Ishola, what news? And you are quite certain they have broken through? Yes, of course, we shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Garleans have succeeded in dispelling the barrier re-emergence placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control the primal entities. Archon Ishtola requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the other scions of this development. So we are going to be going back and forth between here and Azizlah. Toonjon, don't worry about it. While we miss you and want you to be at the stream, we prefer you to have a job and, you know, making your way in life. Yeah, I'm considering getting the Rabbids game too. When does that come out? August?
I don't know, but August is for Splatoon 2.
How are people playing Splatoon 2 already?
It's already out.
Oh.
I'm just waiting until August, because then who knows if I'll have enough money for it then, but I certainly don't have it now.
Oh, well, if you get it, let me know, because I'll pick it up, and we can use that as our Saturday night game.
Yeah.
Oh, it does come out in August. Okay. Yeah, I may pick that up. Oh, almost flying right by it. I'm not going to that part. I'm going to the flagship.
Just fly to where I am.
I was flying way down there to, like, the fractal continuum or something. It's like, wait, that's not right. Okay. We've reached it. There's our lovely statues again. Is this it? There he is. I see, we are the... Hang on, bumping my mic by mistake. I see, we are the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here anon. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance had the Garleans slipped by unnoticed. I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Ishtola set forth for Azizlah when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he is yet to find his prize.
Well met, Uncle. Thank you for answering swiftly. We shall all be glad of your presence should we meet with the Legion. It seems all but certain. As you may be aware, the house technology. Accordingly, Oriange saw deny the Empire easy ingress by being a sort of not singular enough. It seems I would be surprised if the had not reached the core laboratories already.
'Tis passing strange. Above the ward, in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Charlian. Naught was left to chance. Naught. 'Tis well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling so complex a skein of magecraft, and with such surprising swiftness, is... 'tis passing strange.
That it is, Oriange. but 'tis a mystery.
Arcanistola has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Alligans to harness primal energies. Our particular concern is the Genesis expression, an etherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothing.
I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance?
He did furnish me with that morsel, yes, and knowing the exact which prize the legatus now seeks enables us to protect his position. Do you not see? We have been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion.
I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Unkahai. Surely, safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying the goddesses. Krell's sins reflect my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Arianje? Arianje?
Ah, forgive me. My thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thy question, milady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter.
Right, we've enabled the facility quarters. Shall we? You dwell on the matter of the barrier.
I do, verily. 'Twas a hoarding spell of labyrinth and intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldestian himself. Even the most learned Archon would require some several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself.
Alright. Operate the facility terminal. The terminal has been activated. Prepare to teleport in the Aetherical Chemical Research Facility. Hang on, I can't do that yet. I gotta leave the group. That's right, they give me things to do this time. That will, of course, lead us to our next fight. This one's a little more involved than our time going into... The Galleons strike for the heart of the facility, and the Legatus spearheads the charge. We must be swift in our pursuit. I think it's the first time they've used this music. Oh, I know. It's the music for the Aether Chemical Research Facility, but it appears to have like a remix to it. That Medicus did a terrible job healing his crew. I think we need to get Piamet in there to teach them how to heal.
Yeah.
The Legatus himself is here! After him! As you can see, these things are still destroyed from the last time we came through here. What's Arianje doing? I shall contend with this foe. Press onwards, my companions. Alright. See you later. Oh, he summoned a Topaz Carbuncle.
Hopefully it doesn't fuck off.
There! It's Van Hydrus!
In the name of the Emperor!
Ah, Dragon Warrior monsters. That was... interesting. It was actually fairly difficult, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad, but Then again, it is a Game Boy era game. So with the exception of Pokemon, most games during that era were difficult for no reason. Mira, Kryle needs you. Go. I will stand guard over Mistress Kryle. You must keep the Legatus from his prize. We leave her in your care then. You'd best keep her safe, Unulkahai. I ended up creating a slime named Slib, who was the ultimate of slimes. A Sliborg, or a Slimeborg, named Pia, who was the ultimate healer slime.
And one at Burger and Bun.
Burger and Bun, yeah. That was my original name for it, was gonna be Bib. B-I-B, for Burger and Bun. But, I decided to go with Pia instead.
I kept pestering him to make me, so...
It's true. Self-destruct, huh? Well, Ishil, I appreciate the efforts you put forth there, but I could have killed it. The central laboratory should be up ahead. Let's hurry along, shall we? Also, why was he just standing behind the door waiting for us?
After the Legatus. And still they come. Press on, Miro. I will handle this.
Easy enough. I can kick the crap out of the Legatus. You saw some speculation over a DQ3 remake with the engine of 11. There's a reason for that, which I'll get into after this. That's you, silly.
Oh no, I did not expect it to happen so soon.
I have exposed the bones of their work. Now to extract the marrow. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head.
We fought this guy once before, now he wants to fight again. So the developers of Dragon Quest decided for fun that they'd recreate the opening sequence of Dragon Quest III to see how it would look. And they did, and it looked great apparently. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna create a new Dragon Quest III, although that would be nice. I kind of want Dragon Quest I remade with the graphics of Dragon Quest XI.
Can you withstand this?
I probably could.
Savages.
Okay, do you want to get out of that fire, please? That'd be excellent. Just stand there? That works for me too, I suppose.
That floor seems very familiar.
Indeed. Oh, he fucking did it again. What an asshole.
Can you withstand this? Savages. Can you withstand this?
I mean, you're not being very nice to my...
There is nowhere to run. Can you withstand this? In the name of the Emperor!
Should have hit the wrong button.
Can you withstand this?
You spent so much time just hanging out in his fire. Servant and Kindle. It's like a
Enough!
lion. He couldn't do it. Yeah, John, I agree. A Dragon Quest Origins remake of the original trilogy for PS4 or PC or all of the above would be fantastic. Bring it out on Xbox so more people can see that series. That's you, Payment.
Miro. The Tomlith is unbreached then. Kyle.
My wounds will not slow my blade should you seek to bar my path.
And you would slay me, no doubt, but it will be your final act.
What madness afflicts you Eorzean fools? The Emperor but desires a mean to shackle the Archons and their destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation?
It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be as kindling waiting for a spark.
Forget not of the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Allag and invited the calamity in so doing.
This star's fate is too important to be decided by one man, a warmongering savage least of all.
Have care, boy. You speak of my Emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Pockets in hand.
Well, well. Appear not to be dead. Kyle. I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine, honest.
Our foes gave no quarter. Had Unukalhai stinted in his defense of thee, thou mayest be certain thy hurts would be far worse.
I could do no less. Mistress Cryle is here at my behest, after all.
The secrets of Alag are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the legatus will return to Golemald till the prize he coveteth lieth in his grasp.
Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Cryle and I will place additional seals upon the tongueless. Unkahai. I appreciated you standing outside. Thank you.
"'Twas not.
Please. It was a good deal more than that, and you know it. Now let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving a life, the customary response is, welcome.
Aye. You are welcome." Okay, let's talk to Unukalhai. Ah, Orianja, are the new wards already in place?
My colleagues yet to toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing.
Question me?
Aye, I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft. He who invited an imperial legatus into this facility in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the Warrior of Light.
You accuse me of masterminding this day's events?
The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first.
And you have proof of this?
Thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Cryle was ignorant. Whence, then, did the legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such?
Assuming these accusations have merit, what then?
Full many times and oft doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose. 'Tis but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intentions with Mearo or Mistress Cryle, 'tis like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success.
I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Allagan's bait. Who among you would agree to such a reckless plan?
None, and with good cause. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune.
Indeed. My sincerest apologies, Miro. Urianger is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire.
I would ask that thou forgive Unkalhai this transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Cryle. It would be a pity for one's foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had a chance to bloom.
There you are, you rotten idler. When Ishtola realized we were struggling with the woods alone, she was absolutely livid.
Ah, never mind the warring triad. I have awoken Archon Ishtola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence.
Come, Miro. It's time we return to the Rising Stones. I actually don't wish to return to the Rising Stones in Okai. That's not someplace I wish to go at this time. Alright. So, we're going to teleport back to the Rising Stones then. Joy. Anyway, yeah. So, fun fact for you, Lady Blue. The cup that you ask about... it came into play during Final Fantasy XI when we were going through an area filled with moblins. I was trying to think of ways to do, because there were so many of them and they had so many... We had to come up with a different voice for each one to tell them apart. So I just randomly picked up a cup off my desk, because they're all wearing masks, and used it to speak for one or two of them. And since then it kind of just picked up from there. John, my weekend has been great. I don't work this weekend. I went to the gym last night. My arms are sore as fuck, but it's great. Yes, you were quite right. The cup is a real thing. Nothing new in there yet. Alright. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of my repentance and sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Urianger suggested, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the selfsame purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. What I'm about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Orsight to contain the power of primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapon's fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies. And with each victory, the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable of their hunger for aether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing left. Thus, as Urianger so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master, too, cares deeply about the fate of this star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Aha! Lady Blue! I am actually looking for more lady voice actors, because Piamet does all the voicing, and she does an excellent job, but there's a lot of characters, and I'd like to divvy them up a bit. Alright, next quest is Balance Unto All. Unokalai has urgent news to share on the current state of the Warring Triad. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must need move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the Warring Triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Ishtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, simply known as the Goddess in former times. Such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Azislaw forthwith and put an end to the primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. You have no accents? Well, you gotta make an accent up as you go along. That's what I do. Alright, Chapter 2, A Persistent Foe. The Garlean Empire's 6th Legion has breached the core laboratories of Azislaw's research facility. Seeking to prevent the Imperials from extracting the Genesis expression, the Warrior of Light and her allies pursued the Legatus and his soldiers, and succeeded in denying him the vital formula. The Garleans claim their interest in primal harnessing technology comes from a desire to constrain the entity's wanton destruction, but while this purpose seems perfectly noble, such control would place the power of the gods in the hands of a select group of men, and who might then oppose the Emperor should he wish to sunder the world, and what guarantee prevents error and happenstance from setting the primals free? Ever would the threat of their accidental awakening loom above our heads. By harnessing a primal, one is also condensing and concentrating its vast energies. Upon the being's release, its long-suppressed power and simmering rancor explodes with unimaginable violence. With their potency increased far beyond that of the typical beastman summoned deity, the defeat of harnessed entities will exponentially more arduous. Such might can only be overcome with more might, but ultimately the battle is no victor. When powers of this magnitude collide, they consume immense reservoirs of aether, and the star will be drained of life before the clash can be decided, and all will crumble into oblivion. Did I complete the new expansion? In what form are you talking? The story? Definitely. I've completed the main story, I've completed all the dungeons, I have done both of the extreme primals so far, which my raid group did a fantastic job of dispatching one of the two. This past week, like, it was just a huge market improvement. They did so good. This week we're going to be starting on Savage mode, which I watched the fight last night. It looks like it's going to be interesting. Back to Azislaw, back to the flagship. As far as all the stories, no, I still have to level all my classes, and I guess level all of my crafting classes to get those stories, but one day. The story was excellent. John, you need to check out my YouTube so you can get all of the Heavensward story if you want, because I have it all on YouTube now. And I decided I'm gonna do the main story for Stormblood when I'm done with the Heavensward stuff here. After this, I just have the main raid of Heavensward and maybe the 24-man raid, though I don't think I'll be able to do that on stream because nobody's doing it anymore. But I will be streaming the Stormblood story as well soon. So if you're able to make weekend streams, then you shouldn't miss it. Nah, the Heavenward story didn't take too long. It was 2 or 3 weeks at best. And then really it wouldn't have taken me nearly that long if I had have just played every day, but I had Windrig and Silly to help me out. Alright, here's Unokalai, there's Silly. We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we await our colleagues here? Could the 6th Legion have returned? That's you, Piamet.
Miro, okay. We're under attack. Stolen and Uriange have engaged a foe not far from here.
Rarely is my shield thus tested. 'Twould seem the Elegans have not been lax in their recruitment. That's you, Piamet. You're the second demiurge.
Think you so? Mayhap your withered was do they?
Until he can be the third, should he speak.
Still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough.
With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and rightly cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words in despair, Elegans! Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing.
Tis well that you're here. I should like to know what you're saying. You understood their words, did you not?
Twas a Mercidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one with bearish scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist's meaning, I too gladly defer to those blessed with the echo.
One with the shield seemed to think we were elegans. He recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy, then claimed that their goddess is a. That about right, Miro?
I was looking at Cryo like, you literally just listened to this.
And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've toppled?
Aye, from their tongue, their words, and their attire, 'tis like that our antagonists were Mercidian, thralls to the goddess Sophia, and victims of the Allegan's incursions. If, as Cryo claimeth, they thought us agents of Alleg, 'tis little wonder that they sought to bring us low.
You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept word of her awakening as true.
Gods help us. The warring triad are formidable enough when we have roused them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free out the peak powers, Miro and her friends won't stand a chance. Let us be about it then. Miro, Krell, and Kapaya, the three of you directly. Uriange and I will do what we can to
Mistress Cryle, do you perchance recall the words of prophecy in its entirety?
let me see. I believe it was scales in hand, the goddess shall and righteously cast off that she, with wrathful War King at her side, might judge and then balance it to all.
Alright everyone, Containment Bay P1T6 now accessible. I know it's been a long wait between the last one and this one, but I hope you guys have been enjoying the story. I actually really like this quest line, so that's why I'm hoping you guys do. That said, I need to see who's online now. Okay, these people are still busy, so we're going to invite Piamet.
Hold on, I'll just invite you because we're still in a
Oh.
and I'll promote you.
Okay. Alright, so this primal is P1T6. History tells of a Mericidian nation comprised of a multitude of races, the foundations of which were built on the worship of a single deity, the goddess. As she was simply known, graced the souls of her worshippers with perfect equilibrium, binding their disparate societies in gilded chains of harmony. In the present day, she's better known as Sophia, one of the incalculably powerful icons of the Warring Triad, and after 5,000 years of imprisonment, her failed plans for vengeance once more threaten to come to fruition. Defeat the weakened thralls and slay the stirring goddess, lest her divine balance bring the world to equal ruin. So we're gonna join. You guys ready?
Yep.
Alright. So it'll be a moment here until we get a group. But so the interesting thing about this fight, and you may not be able to hear it when you're playing it, is this song fight has music just like Sephiroth. It has its own theme song after the midway point of the fight. And Sephiroth's music, while cool, is a little different from Sophia's. Hers actually tells a story and gives you a little bit of lore behind the character, which I thought was a really cool way to do it for Square. Now Square is top notch when it comes to its music for boss fights. So I hope you guys enjoy this music as well. Unfortunately, we still have... I'm gonna stop sharing. No point in that. Okay. There it goes. But yeah, I actually really enjoy this fight too. Here we go, cutscene.
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
Okay, so she is different. Her entire fight is based on balance.
The unenlightened come.
As you, this is the second of the Warring Triad from Final Fantasy VI. She is not too bad. I actually prefer her hard mode encounter over her over her story mode, because her story mode is very random, whereas her hard mode encounter is, it's, as long as you're not over DPSing her, it's pretty much gonna be the same and easy to figure out what she's gonna be doing.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
See that thing over there disappeared from underneath her, appears on the side and shoots energy. That's what she refers to as the daughter.
Know you the full weight of death.
Okay, so she's either going to appear, there she is on the side, so you don't want to stand in her path, otherwise she does that and hits most of the group. Okay, Lonk, John, thank you for stopping by. There she goes.
To me, my faithful.
So fun fact about these demiurges, the outfits that they're wearing are actually from Circus Tower, except they look like they've been dyed in phosphorescent paint. Phosphorescent white paint. This guy's using Ring of Pain. Oh, you're a cheater. Dragons don't have that move anymore. Hey, you want to get that out of the ice, buddy? No? Alright, well, I'm going to attack this one then.
Come forth, scales of revelation.
Everybody
I
else.
would know the weight of your souls. Can you bring equilibrium? I shall tip back the balance.
So now you gotta watch for where she is gonna be tethered to, or else that happens.
She wouldn't move.
That's okay. If she doesn't move, you still run to the other side.
Not with the red mage breathing up my ass, I don't.
Oh, the red mage will die.
Jeez.
Otherwise, that happens.
You cannot take me alive.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
Thanks, Sophia. As the game reset the fight, all I hear is Sophia, sin must be balanced to suffering.
The
appropriate.
unenlightened come.
I thought it was pretty humorous. Shit, I forgot to use form shage. Now, Silly, when you say it with the red mage crawling up your ass, are you referring to a specific red mage?
The one that was higher on the threat table, which is available to the left of your screen.
Yeah, no,
There's 3 red mages.
that's
The
why.
one
was
with
the
the
joke.
high, who was higher on the threat table, which is available to the left.
He was
of your
making
screen.
a joke.
I understand.
Okay.
The answer is
Okay.
readily available.
Know
Well,
you
is
the
it
full weight
now?
of death.
Not now. Yes, now it still is. I'm not moving from that. So.
He's asking which red mage. It was. Anyway, it was a fucking joke.
Yeah, just saying. One of them in particular is number 2 on threat. Apparently that thing has a higher range than is indicated on the ground. No? Okay, she can stay there if she wants to.
Yeah, she just can't say Chintamani, so.
To me, my faithful.
Oops. guess I'll tank all of them. What?
Did you get knocked by re-emergence?
No, the other tank isn't doing jack shit. That's what happened.
Come forth,
Oh.
scales of revelation.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's typical. That's why I like tanking.
I would
These
know
tanks.
the weight of your souls.
Oops.
Can you bring equilibrium?
Oops. Tilted.
I shall
That.
tip back the balance.
Person's gonna... Bye. Oh my god. Oh, there's the ultimate threat wipe.
That's a good point. So that's what happens if you're not on the right side when she tips the scales. And she denotes what side she's gonna tip by the strings she applies to each scale. I'll point them out when she is here in a moment.
I actually, honestly, didn't see any string at that time.
There it is. See, she's doing that one, so we want to be on this side, over here. Unfortunately, we're gonna get hit with that, but whatever. That's not gonna do enough damage to worry about. Then she's gonna.
They can't make those things do any damage. I have to bring her out because I don't like being that close to the edge.
This
very-
fucking healer used swift cast,
Sin
and I'm like,
must be
okay, they're
balanced with
rezzing
suffering.
someone. And then
Stop. Fucking.
I don't know. I was like standing there and to me, people ran the fuck away. Anyway. Healer uses swift cast. I'm like, oh, okay, they're rezzing someone. No, they swift cast sucker. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Okay, so now we want to go to the one with less tethers. That's on this side.
Daughter, be the bearer of
Okay,
my
she's gonna
wisdom.
appear and blast somewhere. It's on the far side. Apparently she res 3 people. Over with Mira. Third demiurge is out.
I'm assuming he'll just die. Oh. Bye. Is the other tank tanking? Yeah, I guess so.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
guess it isn't as dangerous to tank with weakness as it used to be, but you can't hold the red as well.
Can I turn up the in-game music? Certainly. That wasn't... Typically, most people have said it is too loud, but yeah, I can do that. Her music's very quiet, I guess. Alright, sharing screen.
Person's an asshole. I see the goddess is well done. Krillin may safely depart. Nothing yet puzzles me. Did Sophia's servant wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer.
We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in an adjacent sector of the containment facility. 'Tis like that the fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion, and was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any were needed, as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not have been conscious when she claimed the man's will, yet his mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene.
I too much wonder that the Icon's pawn was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems. How came he by such rarefied knowledge?
That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Crowd discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check, a flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era when the peoples of Mercidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allegan Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with a rebel faction within Alleg who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia. And then the goddess, when her thralls chanced to be captured, though we suspect that this had always been their plan.
Indeed, the prison situated at the heart of the lake, and we think they intended to attack the city within. They would merely have wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines.
But the conspirators' dealings with the Mercidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained until the end of days had it not been for the action of the Archbishop and subsequently the Garleans.
I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their skin been full. Mayhap the answer lies in the...
Quarrel hath the right of it. Its words may be deciphered thus. The cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than the great Bahamut himself, then yet a prisoner, whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon Alec to set right the scales of justice.
Foolhardy plan, had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have raised the realm. Naught would have been spared the devastation. Mercidians who did.
Their home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Alleg with primal fire.
The tale teacheth us that even the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Allegans were fools to place their trust in technological bondage. To shackle such beings is but to delay the inevitable. Naught save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the Rising Stones, and there consider the final step of this most needful task.
So, oh, hang on. Unkalai has more to think about and say. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine, Uriage, and one not limited to the icons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down.
Warning. Deactivating stasis chamber support systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to teleport back to the Rising Stones. Hey, Juba! Zervin Zunde, indeed. Lady Blue, I'll turn up the music for you here in just a moment once I get back to Mordona. Helldog, hello! How you doing today?
So that scholar apparently is from Behemoth, so I added them to my blacklist.
Okay.
You can do that.
Where the fuck? I just used internal release. There you go. How's that for music? Is that better? You're good to hear. That's good to hear, Helldog. Oh, I'm excellent. A little sore today. Worked out extra hard last night, but I'm enjoying getting the Warring Triad on stream. These are some of my favorite fights in the game, and sad to see Sophia didn't go quite as I had hoped, but that's okay. Maybe Zervin will. It's been a while since I've done Zervin.
Yeah. My co-healer is really terrible. But you can blacklist them, so...
Indeed. Internal release in town, 10 out of 10. Best use of CDs. Agreed. Here's Unkalai. Is Autumn Mist, Warrior of Light? Archon Ishtola mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss.
Well met, Miro. Will forgive me if I seem rude, but I would settle an account for young. While conducting a final sweep of we discovered that all of her remaining thralls perished in their stasis chambers. This was your doing?
Aye, it was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone we recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Alicans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies. They were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you recall, both the Fiend and the Goddess were imprisoned within the massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for successful construction of an artificial celestial body.
You speak of Dalamud.
Aye. The Icon's cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task unbefitting one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself.
You have made your case, and 'tis apparent that we were not in full possession of the facts. Your notion of what may or may not be expected of Miro is presumptuous in the extreme. When the warrior light chose to join the sun, she did so with knowledge that she would try to face and destroy not only the Prime, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every scion is sworn to shoulder.
I see. 'Twould seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve.
Matter. Assuming I have made myself understood, we need not. There is, however, another subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awoken by a guard, gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it's doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within the Empire claim that the region is rife with agents out to thwart his mission by any means. This, do you imagine that we have allies in Gallad? I should clarify that their motive is uncharitable. Regular vampires rose to the top of the alien military on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor. Recognizing yours, by contrast, rose in favor of the established order, would accordingly do anything
That they would be so reckless. You truly believe the actions of these agents contributed to the recent crisis?
and they pose no less a risk than loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Alec from falling into the hands of man. On that point, at least, we have been in complete agreement.
Okay. Chapter 3, Sophia. The goddess has fallen and only one pillar of the warring triad remains. According to the records we discovered upon Sophia's destruction, the Icon had once schemed to bring the Allegan Empire to ruin from within. The histories also spoke of her followers and how they perceived the ever-expanding Imperials as anathema to the world's balance. Equilibrium is Sophia's domain. Her worshippers saw the righting of the scales as their sacred duty, and thus did they resist the Allegans' invasion with holy fervor. Never mind that the summoning of an icon did upset their precious balance all the more. The concept of balance, however, is of great interest to my master. A world must have both light and darkness, and a sudden surge of either will endanger its very existence. Upon our first meeting, my master spoke thus: I am not the light's servant, but for the present I must serve. One cannot arbitrate equilibrium if one is not fluid of stance. The tenets of our justice are found not in light or darkness, nor the gray shades in between, but we seek to enforce that which prevents the visitation of oblivion, to moderate the endless waves of war such as that neither side claims victory. That is our charge. Alright, gonna stop this recording.